What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today. If I don't sound like myself, that's because I actually haven't filmed a video in about a week now. I've been sick. Since then, I've also watched the Wolves get to the second round or the third round, and they're gonna play Grand Rapids starting Thursday. That'll be fun. I've seen my son graduate college, so that's a huge accomplishment. Got that out of the way, and unfortunately, the day I graduated college, I came down with an illness that was just horrible. And I've been feeling like crap ever since. I haven't been making videos. I've been uploading videos that I pre-recorded. But I got to get into making back to some videos, so we got some catch-up to do. We'll start with the recap of the Blackhawks season. The 2025-26 season, of course. So, the Hawks this year, they improved over their last, just like they did the last season. People are calling this year a failure. I'm not seeing it as a failure at all. I'm seeing it as a success, to be honest. 29 wins, 39 losses, 14 overtime or shootout losses for 72 points. The previous 2 years, we've had 52 and 61 points, as Connor Bedard being the main focus of this team. And that's a 20-point improvement over 3 seasons. I'll take it. 8th in the Central, 15th in the West, 31st in the league. That's also because the league is getting better itself. It's like a couple years ago, there were 6 teams under 70 points. Now there's 1. So it's not so much about are the Hawks getting better. It says are other teams also getting worse alongside that, because that both need to work hand in hand together. Goals for, they were 31st at 213. Goals against, they were 27th at 275. Power play, 29th at 16.9%, but PK, they were second, only behind Colorado at 83.6%. So, special teams, they had a good power play to start the year, kind of tailed off. This team they had a good start to the year, then Bedard got hurt and Nazar got hurt. Once they went down, they never really recovered, but they were in a playoff spot in November. So, it's rejuvenizing to see them in a playoff spot and last in it for a little bit longer. You're hoping next season they're going to be in it for a little while longer. Of course, they were out of it about a month before. I mean, you knew they were done once Bedard and Nazar went down, but prior to that, they had a good thing going. Their coach, of course, it was their first year under Jeff Blashill. Their captain was Nick Foligno until he was traded, thus the asterisk. And then we'll just go through the roster and see how I think everyone did. Connor Bedard, 69 games played, 30 goals, 45 assists, 75 points. Another year where he has progressed to get even better, over a point a game this season. 75 points in 69 games, including 30 goals. I think we're only seeing the surface of what he's going to be able to do at this league level. Tyler Bertuzzi had a very good year. 79 games played, 32 goals, 26 assists for 58 points. Frank Nazar, 66 games played, 15 goals, 26 assists for 41 points. If Nazar is healthy for the full season, you should be seeing his points around 55, would be my guess. Mikheyev, consistent as always in 77 games, 18 goals, 18 assists for 36 points. Teravainen had a much down year compared to last season. 75 games played for Teravainen, 14 goals, 21 assists, 35 points. Burakovsky had a great start to the season and then didn't exist the second half. 75 games played, 11 goals, 22 assists, 33 points. Ryan Donato, after a 62-point last season where he had 31 goals, 31 assists, back down to earth at 82 games, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points. That's right around where you expect him to be. Ryan Green, 81 games played, 12 goals, 17 assists, 29 points. Definitely the biggest surprise for me from this Hawks team. He looked good out there, and he should only get better from here. Louis Crevier. Who would have thought the 6'8 defenseman would be the Hawks' best offensive defenseman? 78 games played, 7 goals, 18 assists, 25 points, including some shootout goals as well in there. Levshinov, 68 games played, 2 goals, 22 assists, 24 points. Alex Vlasic, 81 games played, 2 goals, 19 assists, 21 points. Oliver Moore, 51 games after he came up, 5 goals, 14 assists, 19 points. You only expect those numbers to go up. That and he was injured the later part of the season. So hopefully next season he doesn't have that injury issue, gets back in, and supplies his team with some more points. Kaiser, 77 games played, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. Most consistent defenseman, I'd say. Lardis in 41 games had 10 goals, 5 assists, 15 points. Lardis is an interesting one. 10 goals in 41 games as a rookie. I'll say it's impressive. He only played half the season. That's on pace for 20 goals as a rookie. So, played the full season. We'll see what happens next year. Renzel in 54 games, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Dickinson, before he was traded, had some injury issues, but he played 47 games, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. He was traded to Edmonton at the deadline, as was Connor Murphy, who had played 60 games, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Traded to Edmonton as well. Grzelcyk came in, 69 games played, no goals, 12 assists, 12 points. Was hurt to end the season. Nick Foligno only played 37 games due to injury and then was traded at the deadline. 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points when he was traded to Minnesota. Anton Frondell, 9 points in 12 games, 3 goals, 6 assists. He's going to be an intriguing rookie to watch next season. If he takes off right where he left off here, we're in good hands. If not, there'll be some concern. But overall, Frondell impressed in I saw all 3 of his goals live, so that was pretty cool. Colton Dach, another guy that was traded, 53 games played, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. Another guy that was traded to Edmonton, so 3 guys traded out to Edmonton. We got a first, a second, and Mangiapane back, so I'll take it. For Foligno, we got nothing, and then Reichel, we got a 4th, so I'll take it. Speaking of Slager, 53 games played, same as Dach, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Reichel, in the 5 games he was here, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points before he was traded to Vancouver. That was a very interesting time to trade Reichel. I get why they did it, but he had just had a 3-point night, including 2 goals and an 8-3 win over St. Louis early in the season. The team was really looking good and had a good groove going. And then Reichel was traded. You knew it was coming, but at the time it was like only a 4th-round pick, and then he went to Vancouver. Then he went to Boston at the deadline, and I mean, it hasn't really been a factor there. I mean, Providence is out, Boston's out. He played in 1 playoff game for Boston. So I'll say the Hawks did well with getting a 4th-round pick for that. Boisvert played 7 games after he came over, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. Mangiapane played in 10 games after the trade. He had a couple injuries in there as well. He came over from Edmonton at the deadline, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. Lafferty only played 29 games, but he had 1 goal, which was probably the greatest goal of the season for any Blackhawk, and 1 assist for 2 points. We get to the last 3 guys over here. Kevin Korchinski in 13 games had 2 assists for 2 points. Del Mastro in 19 games had 1 assist for 1 point. Tony Nato played in 8 games on his call-up, 1 assist, 1 point. Looking at the goaltenders, Knight, in 55 games played, established that he is the starter in this team. 19 wins, 25 losses, 11 overtime or shootout losses. Save percentage, .902. Shutouts, 3. Soderblom, 26 games played, 8-13-3 record, .880 save percentage, 1 shutout. Those numbers don't tell you how well he played in some of those games, especially later in the season. Soderblom's had this weird thing where 3 seasons ago he was unusable. Last season he seemed to be the only guy going. And then this year he was kind of right in the middle. So you don't really know what you're going to get with Soderblom. But he can play the backup goaltender role. That's something he can do fine. Comesso played 3 games. 2 wins, 1 loss, no overtime or shootout losses with a .918 save percentage and 1 shutout. Don't be surprised if Comesso next year is the backup. I'm expecting Soderblom to be traded out for a mid-round pick, whether that's to Edmonton or to Utah, someone that needs a backup goaltender. So I'd say look for that. But overall, who are my standout players this year? Got to give some credit to Spencer Knight. Got to give credit to Frondell when he came over. Lardis, I really liked what he was doing. Crevier, Green, Bertuzzi, and Bedard. So those would be my guys where I'd say they had good years. On the defensive side, Kaiser was probably the most consistent defenseman there. Crevier, Vlasic are your 2 big guys, so they're obviously going to play a key role there. And Mikheyev. I'm expecting the Hawks to re-sign Mikheyev because he is an unrestricted free agent and they didn't trade him at the deadline. Mikheyev was probably their best defensive forward, and on the penalty kill, he was dynamite. So there's a reason we had the 2nd best PK in the league and was first for a while. And Mikheyev was a huge part of that, scoring some key goals shorthanded, making some key plays shorthanded, and just being a great all-around defensive forward. Anyway, guys, that's going to be all I have for you guys in this one. I'm going to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.